It's never easy for kids to stay away from their parents, but this little boy experiences the worst and separates from his parents in the middle of a space mission. With only a robot by his side, he has to survive an unknown planet with the wish of getting rescued one day. It all started when 10-year-old Willy insisted on joining his parents on a space mission. At first, things were going smoothly. A special alarm clock wakes up Willy while a bunch of machines take care of his hygiene and dressing. Afterwards, Willy kills his time by playing simulation action games in the corridor. His mother advises him to help his father in making breakfast while she completes some research work in the laboratory. Willy gets curious and sneaks in the lab. His mother tells him not to touch anything, but Willy is bitten by a poisonous alien plant already. Fortunately, the antidote is already discovered, and Willy gets cured immediately. He gives the same antidote to his father and turns him back to normal. His father announces that their mission is over as they have collected enough research material. Willy gets delighted to hear that, as he can finally go back home and meet his friends. While the parents drive the spaceship home, they decide on a fun task to keep Willy busy. His father takes him to the warehouse and shows him a camera that is used to take pictures in space. His father believed that one day, Willy will become a great explorer and make him proud. He gives the camera to Willy and asks him to take pictures of all the stones collected from different planets. Willy gets bored and sneaks out to play games. Suddenly, the ship experiences some turbulence as it passes through an asteroid field and it starts to malfunction. The automatic security system closes all doors so Willy can't reach his parents. They advise him to get inside the survival pod and it launches into space while the ship is destroyed. His parents also escaped in another survival pod. In their last video message, they tell Willy to stay strong and wait for them to rescue him. After a few hours, Willy lands on an unknown deserted planet. A compartment opens in the pod and a robot appears in front of Willy. It scans Willy and introduces itself as a personal survival module for cases of emergency landing. It is titled Unit Buck 0813, but Willy can call it Buck. The robot analyzes the atmosphere and oxygen level of the planet and tells Willy that it is safe to head outside. Willy tells Buck to take him to his parents, but the survival pod is only designed for emergency landing and not taking off. But there's still a solution. When a space traveler disappears, dozens of search probes are launched to initiate a rescue. A transmitter in the pod broadcasts a continuous distress signal. When a probe is in proximity to this planet, it'll pick up the signal, transmit it to a nearby ship, and a rescue will be launched. However, it's not sure when a probe will arrive. Fortunately, the pod has all the necessities for survival. Buck starts arranging all the survival items and food cans outside the pod. It suddenly notices that Willy is getting bored, so he takes out the discovery kit and lets Willy play with it. Buck is continuously recording the behavior of Willy so it can provide him with best assistance. Willy also finds a space camera in the discovery kit and remembers what his father said. Willy decides to keep the camera by his side and take as many pictures as possible. However, there are only giant rocks nearby. Suddenly, the ground starts to shake. The rocks are actually giant spider-like monsters. Buck and Willy start running away and hide behind the rock. Buck can't save all the resources, so it chooses the most necessary items: the transmitter, which will share their location with the probe, and Buck's second battery. All the other rocks also turn out to be monsters, so Willy runs away to find another hideout. Buck turns into a motorbike and gives Willy a ride. They stop inside a narrow tunnel where the monsters can't enter. They have saved the transmitter, but the battery is left behind. Buck checks the other side of the tunnel and calls Willy outside. Unlike the previous spot, this place is full of different plants. Buck advises Willy not to touch anything and waits till it explores the surroundings for any expected danger. While the robot is away, Willy meets a small yellow creature who is hiding from a monster. Willy wants to help the poor creature, but he is also afraid of the monster. Luckily, Buck returns in time and makes the monsters run away. Willy finds the yellow creature really cute and names him Flash. Buck believes that Flash is useless, so it scares him away. Afterwards, Willy and Buck start finding a place to rest. The sun sets in and Buck gathers some sticks to light a fire. Meanwhile, Willy is busy looking at the pictures he clicked so far. None of them are worthy enough. Willy tries clicking a picture of a firefly but fails again. Buck notices and helps him in taking the picture. Afterwards, Willy goes to sleep while Buck also goes to sleep mode as half of his battery is already used. The next morning, they start walking again to find a suitable place to build a hut. Moreover, they need to gather food as well. All the fruits they find have side effects. One of them even turns out to be bombs of glue. Buck gets stuck in the glue. While trying to save it, Willy rolls down the cliff and falls in a pond. After stepping out of it, he finds Flash nearby. Flash knows everything about the planet and helps Willy in finding edible fruits. Buck also reaches there, so Flash hides away. This place seems like a good spot to build a hut. They start collecting wood while Flash keeps helping Willy secretly. He also invites Willy to have a tour of the forest. Willy makes a random excuse and sneaks away with Flash. They explore the forest and meet new creatures. Willy finds a giant beetle who is whining over his broken horn. Willy takes pity on him and fixes his horn. The beetles use this horn to call their mates when they are in danger. Flash also takes Willy to a heavenly river with a natural water slide. Willy really enjoys the ride and gets a nice bath. Buck finds them and scares Flash away as it still believes that Flash is useless. Willy accidentally hits a poisonous plant and his body starts to freeze. His heartbeat starts to fall down. Buck gets worried and starts looking for an antidote. Flash also witnesses this incident and rushes to find the antidote. He knows about every plant and brings the antidote immediately. Willy is cured, and Buck has realized that Flash is not actually useless. Willy would be dead if Flash wasn't there. As it's getting dark again, they find a place to rest. The next morning, Willy finds Flash in a weird, lifeless state. He gets really worried, but Buck assures that everything is fine. Flash is just hatching. This is how he grows. After a while, Flash breaks out of the cocoon and he has become bigger and stronger. Now they are a powerful team of 3, so the work gets easier. Buck collects the wood, Willy designs the hut, and Flash is responsible for finding all the edible plants. While looking at his progress, Willy wishes that his dad was here. He would have felt really proud of him. Buck comforts Willy and assures him that he will meet his father soon. Suddenly, the sky gets covered with dark clouds. It's about to rain. Willy and Buck get inside the hut, but Flash seems way too scared of rain. He also requests Willy to run away, but he doesn't listen. Little do they know, the rain here is not like that of Earth. Instead of water, stones are falling from the sky. The hut is destroyed in seconds, and Willy and Buck start looking for another shelter. The size of stones is getting bigger and bigger. Buck activates his protective shield and saves Willy. However, the shield makes Buck's battery run out really fast. After the rain stops, Flash comes back too. Willy thanks Buck for saving his life, but the robot seems a little down. Its battery is really low, and Buck wants to save the last part of energy to keep the transmitter on. Otherwise, the probe will not be able to detect them. Willy is not ready to say goodbye to his robot friend, but Buck believes that Willy has Flash now, who is enough to help him till the rescue team reaches here. Willy is still not ready to give up on him. Once Buck shuts down, Willy drags him all the way to the tunnel. He plans to go back to the other side and bring the second battery. He can't leave Buck in a lifeless state. Flash tries to stop him as the stone monsters on the other side will kill them. Flash is ready to risk everything and steps out of the tunnel. He rushes to grab the battery, but the stone monsters make him run back into the tunnel. However, Flash recklessly runs towards the battery but gets surrounded by the stone monsters. He gets injured and cannot walk back to the tunnel. Willy gathers courage and gets out to save Flash. He can't lose another friend. Willy apologizes to Flash for causing the suffering. He promises to take care of him and starts finding some herbs to treat the wounds. After traveling for miles, they reach a weird place with cracking ground. It shatters and Willy falls inside. He tries using his grappling gun to climb out but doesn't succeed. Willy gives up and sits down. He has accepted defeat and he may die here. Suddenly he notices a broken horn nearby. This reminds of the beetles. Willy makes a last attempt and sends a signal with the horn. Surprisingly, the beetle he helped earlier reaches there to rescue him. A good deed never goes unrewarded. The beetle pulls out Willy and saves his life. Willy goes back to the tunnel and promises Buck that he will not risk his life again. It's enough that Buck is keeping the transmitter on. Sooner or later, the rescue team will arrive. Days change to weeks and weeks change to months, and almost a year has passed, but no probe has arrived yet. Flash has grown up into a giant beast, but he is still Willy's friend. While Willy has learned how to survive with the minimum resources he has. Every day he sets bait and waits for new creatures to reach there. Willy doesn't have any intention of catching them or eating them. He just wants to click pictures. He has gathered pictures of hundreds of unique creatures in the past months. Willy still dreams that one day, he will unite with his parents and show his dad what a great explorer he has become. Later that night, he lies to sleep but notices a shiny object in the sky. After looking at it with the telescope, Willy realizes that the shiny thing is a space probe. It finally arrived. Willy rushes to the cave to inform the robot but realizes that the battery is dead and the transmitter has turned off. Now the probe will not be able to find them. Willy can't give up after waiting for so long. This is the first and last chance to go back home. Willy gathers his self-made weapons and calls his beetle friend. It's time to face the rock monsters and get the second battery. The beetle gives Willy a ride, and after reaching close enough, Willy gets down to grab the battery. He makes sure not to make any sound that can wake up the rock monsters. Unfortunately, the monsters sense his presence and surround him from all sides. Willy takes out his blowtorch and tries to distract the monsters. The torch runs out of gas and Willy must run away as fast as possible. Flash also reaches there to help him. The battery gets dropped again and they need a plan to make everything work. Willy tells Flash to focus on getting the battery while Willy will distract the monsters. With the Beetle's help, Willy gets on a high spot and uses his projector to distract the monsters. The plan works and Flash succeeds in getting the battery. He runs away along with Willy, but they are not fast enough. Willy uses his grappling gun to tie the monsters' legs and make them fall down. Willy gets back in the tunnel and puts the battery inside Buck. Luckily, the robot is still working and Buck opens his eyes. It is really delighted to know how bravely Willy handled everything. Afterwards, Buck uses the transmitter to contact with the space probe. Within the next 24 hours, the rescue spaceship arrives. Willy gathers all the fruits he loved eating and also some memorials. He invites Flash to join him, but he refuses. As Earth is Willy's home, Flash's home is this unknown planet. No one wants to leave their home. Willy promises to come back to meet his friend and hugs Flash tightly. Afterwards, he gets in the spaceship and reaches the rescue center. As the door opens, Willy finally sees his parents. He wants to keep hugging them for a long time, but he has too many exciting stories to share. You aren't a failure if you keep failing. An actual failure is the one who stops trying again. No matter how difficult the circumstances get, one should never give up.